welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura, aka the Bookish Hermit, and today we're going to be talking about Warriors, Fire and Ice. This is the second book in the Prophecies Begin series. It's by Erin Hunter. Erin Hunter represents a group of authors that all contribute to the series. So to start with, we meet Wind Clan, who at the end of the first book, you might remember that we spoke about them vanishing into thin air. Nobody knew where they were, what they were doing, and it did turn out that Shadow Clan had driven them out of their home. So this one starts off with us. We meet their leader, who's called Tall Star, and they have found a new home which is close to the Thunder Path, which is the road. The cats call it the Thunder Path because of obviously the noise or whatnot that the cars make when they go past. And then we hear about Shadow Clan sort of rebuilding themselves after their leader, like in the last book, their leader Broken Star was driven out by Thunder Clan. So they are just sort of rebuilding themselves. They're trying to get themselves back to, well, to health really, and to get their territory sort of, you know, sorted out and whatnot. We get a general recap from book one. We're reminded about Redtail's murder and what could have potentially happened. We're still not 100% sure. Well, I think we do know really what happened, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see who's telling the truth. We're reminded of the prophecy that was brought up a number of times in the first book, which is fire will save the clan. And there's also a reminder that clan cats fight to prove their strength and defend territory and not to kill each other, and that is something that all of the clan cats should be sticking to. And I have a cat. Yes, I know. This is Biscuit. Yeah. Can you say hello to the people? So she can't wait to get away. Right, so where are we? Yes. Firestar, our main character. He is the cat that began as Rusty. He then joined ThunderClan and was kind of christened Firepaw, and then when he became a warrior, he is now known as Fireheart, which really suits him actually. So Fireheart goes and tells Blue Star about what he overheard at a gathering in the previous book, whereby Ravenpaw claims that he saw Tiger Claw kill Redtail. Obviously, Blue Star doesn't really believe him. It's put across in the book that she doesn't believe him and that she's quite angry. You know, that he's basically accusing her deputy of murder. But I don't know, there's something there, if you know what I mean. And I think she's probably got her suspicions about Tiger Claw, personally. Moving on a little bit, there is another gathering, and it's decided that Wind Clan must be brought back to their territory because there's always been 4 clans and it's just not right, you know, that there's now 3. And because obviously Broken Star has been driven out of Shadow Clan, so Shadow Clan have got, you know, nobody's sort of controlling them or whatnot anymore. Then you know, everything should sort of go back to normal. River Clan and Shadow Clan are not happy with that. They want to use Wind Clan's territory to hunt in themselves, and there are reasons for this. Not necessarily good reasons. Well, I don't know actually. River Clan have a fairly good reason, but we'll get to that. So Back at the warrior camp, Fireheart and Greystripe are sent out on a mission by Blue Star to find and bring back WindClan. So the two cats go off, and we get to this point where they're following the scent of the WindClan cats, and they come to the Thunderpath. Now we know from the start of the book that they're pretty close by, so they're picking up this scent and whatnot, and oh my god, like the tension when they're crossing this road, like, oh, it's just like, oh my god, please get across, please survive. So before the Thunderpath, they do actually run into Ravenpaw, who is now living on the farm with Bailey, and he's spending his days catching rats and just enjoying his life. And he's a changed cat. You know, he's a lot more confident, he's a lot more sort of boisterous and whatnot, and he's more able now to look after himself. So I think we're probably going to be seeing a bit more of him in future books. ThunderClan are still under the impression that he's dead. Obviously Blue Star, she knows the truth, but she actually thinks that, you know, maybe it's a good idea if it's sort of kept a secret that he is alive and well and everything, because I think she doesn't want Tiger Claw finding out, because she knows that Tiger Claw is going to go and kill him, basically. They do find WindClan, they managed to get across the Thunderpath, thankfully, and they help them out. You know, they take them home, they make sure that they get back to their territory okay. Because of what Fireheart and Greystripe have done, the leader of WindClan sends two cats with Fireheart and Greystripe to walk them back to their camp, because, you know, just a thank you, just, you know, so thanks for, like, you know, helping us get home and all of that. So on their way back, they decide to cut through RiverClan's territory, which is an extremely bad idea. Something does happen, I'm not going to say what, but there is a major incident that happens at this point. Fireheart, back at the camp, is given his first apprentice to train, which he's very excited about. When this gets announced, he does see Tiger Claw kind of giving him, you know, evil looks and whatnot. And it's quite obvious that he's just waiting for him to fail, basically. You know, not a very nice cat. Not a very nice cat at all. Also in the book, Fireheart meets his sister, and his sister's called Princess, and he's getting a little bit homesick. That's the only way I can really describe it. Like, he kind of wants those home comforts, you know, he wants to maybe be cuddled up in a little basket. He keeps going off and visiting his sister, which is technically against clan rules, it's against the warrior code and whatnot. But Greystripe is also disappearing, and Greystripe's reason for disappearing is a lot more serious. Fireheart catches on to this, he follows him, and he finds that he's actually going to meet a female cat. And this female cat is called Silverstream, and she is part of RiverClan, and it turns out that the pair of them have been seeing each other. There was an incident earlier on in the book where Silverstream actually does save Greystripe, and I think this is when the kind of affair starts, if you like, if you want to call it an affair. So Greystripe is going off to sort of meet up with her secretly and whatnot, and obviously Fireheart's like, you know, if anyone finds out about this, then it's not going to be good for you. But Greystripe doesn't want to listen. He's like, you know, we love each other kind of thing. So, yeah, we're going to keep seeing each other, basically. So at this point, we're pretty much near the middle of the book, and we learn from Silverstream, actually, that the River Clan cats really do need to hunt in other territories, because the humans, or the two legs as they call them, have set up a camp to fish, basically, to fish in the river, so that takes the fish away from the cats, obviously. So they are missing out on a lot of food because of the humans. It's always the humans. So Blue Star, who is the leader of ThunderClan, unfortunately falls ill with, I think it's green cough or white cough or something cough. And Fireheart and also the medicine cat Yellowfang, they both know that if Blue Star loses another life, then that would mean that she's only got one left out of her 9 lives, and that would obviously mean they would be in danger of losing their leader. So the two of them are very worried. I do want to say actually at this point that when I got to this part of the book, I did think it was reading a hell of a lot like Watership Down. Obviously not with rabbits, but with cats. The medicine cats in the Warriors series, all of them are psychic, and all of them can sort of receive messages from Star Clan, who is the clan in the heavens. And that's a little bit like Fiver from Watership Down. Some of the rabbits' personalities and the cats' personalities in the 2 books are very similar as well. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's why I like this series so much. Because I love Watership Down, so, yeah. Anyway, moving on. There's another incident whereby it's decided that ThunderClan are going to raid River Clan, which obviously Grey Stripe is not happy about that. He's worried that, you know, his girlfriend's going to get hurt, because Silverstream is, of course, in River Clan. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what happens, but they do go ahead with the raid. And there are some things that happen that certainly, you know, develop the plot and, you know, add to the story and whatnot. And after all of this has happened, Fireheart he's just not feeling too good about himself or about anything. You know, he feels a bit lost, he feels a bit like an outsider. Obviously, he kind of feels like an outsider anyway, because he's a kitty pet. He's not clan born. So he goes and sees his sister, Princess. And his sister wants him to take one of her kittens. Like, she's just had kittens, and she wants her firstborn kitten to be a warrior. So she asks Fireheart if he will take this kitten and get it, you know, initiated or whatever into the clan. But, you know, Fireheart, he's like, okay, you know, he takes this kitten back. And I don't know really what he expected when he walked into that camp. But he didn't exactly get a warm welcome. But it is eventually decided that the kitten can stay, and that it will be called Cloud Kit. And Cloud Kit is very, very naughty. He gets himself into quite a lot of trouble towards the end of the book. So then there's another gathering, and River Clan and Shadow Clan obviously have quite a lot of explaining to do at this point. And it turns out that all of the clans have picked up a strange scent in their territory. So ThunderClan were thinking it's Shadow Clan. You know, the other clans were thinking that that it's one of their rival clans or whatnot. And, well, they just don't trust each other anymore. You know, the whole kind of respect for each other that they did have, that's just, it's going. So there's something said about the moon being covered in darkness, I think, and one of the cats, probably one of the medicine cats, actually says that StarClan is unhappy. So StarClan is obviously the one that watches over. So you kind of know at this point that things are really gonna kick off and they're not going to end well. So heading back to the ThunderClan camp, there is some message that Blue Star is supposed to take to Tiger Claw, but she's too unwell to do so. So Fireheart, I think he says that he will do it, but his apprentice Cinderpaw overhears, and she wants to help, so she goes off to deliver this message to Tiger Claw. Something happens. Again, I'm not going to say what, but it's quite unexpected, actually. And after this incident, Fireheart really starts wondering if the whole thing was a trap, you know. So he starts thinking, well, maybe Tiger Claw really wanted Blue Star there in order for this incident to happen to her, and it would have killed her. And then he would have obviously been able to take over the clan, which is, I think it's pretty clear that that's what he wants to do. So after all of this, Tiger Claw is making, you know, sarcastic remarks towards Fireheart about his apprentice. Sort of the wrap up of the book ends with us finding out who the scents that are in all the territories are. This weird scent, we find out who that is. We also find out something about Broken Star and Yellowfang. There's a huge revelation there. So Broken Star is ex-Shadow Clan. He's the cat that was controlling them, and he got driven out by ThunderClan at the end of the last book. Something else worth mentioning is Fireheart, right near the end of the book, he has a dream where a departed cat, Spotted Leaf, that's the ThunderClan's old medicine cat, she comes to him in a dream and gives him a message, and the message is, a battle is coming, beware a warrior you cannot trust. Now straight away, Fireheart's thinking that this warrior that he can't trust is probably Greystripe because of this affair that he's got going on with Silverstream, but he later works out that that's not the case. It's not Greystripe that is untrustworthy. I think we all know who it is. We're then again reminded that fire will save the clan, so the whole prophecy thing, we just keep getting constantly reminded of that. I don't think we're going to find out really how that plays out until probably the last book in the series, but I don't know. So that's just about everything for this video. There's so much more I could say. Like, I'm really sorry that was just a ramble again. It was kind of a little bit jumbled, and I really should have some kind of script, I think, for these videos. Maybe I'll try doing that at some point in the future. But if you guys have read this series, or if you're maybe reading along as well with me, then let me know. I'd certainly love to know your thoughts and whatnot. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and follow my socials. And yeah, have a good day, guys.